Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to an all-new Talkin Movies. I am your host, the real Geno Reynolds, and today we're going to be talking about Dog Days, a movie that makes me question whether or not Garry Marshall really passed away a couple of years ago. And I have to warn you, this review is probably going to have some spoilers. That being said, if you've seen the trailer, you kind of know what's going to happen in this movie anyway. Dog Days follows a group of soon-to-be interconnected people in Los Angeles who are brought together by their lovable canine counterparts. Serious, unpredictable, risk-taking. These are phrases that I would not use to describe Dog Days. About this movie, no, sorry, seriously, did Garry Marshall fake his own death, rename himself Ken Marino, and write and direct this movie? I kid, but the Marshall method is in full furry effect in this movie. Ken Marino, who was the director behind How to Be a Latin Lover, takes the format that Garry Marshall made famous, or infamous, however you want to look at it, and made a pretty cookie-cutter movie here. That being said, Marino didn't write the movie, so I'm going to cut him just a little bit of slack. When it comes to this movie, though, I'm not going to say that it's all bad, because it's not. But man, is this movie and the formula that it's rocking hard to watch. You have 4 different stories going on at the same time, plus some mini stories attached to some of them. And somehow, of course, they all come together in the end. Oh, and all of them becoming connected because of doggies. First, there is a story of TV show anchor Elizabeth, who has just broken up with her cheating boyfriend. More on him in a bit. She is getting a new co-host on her show in the form of former NFL player Jimmy. There's Coffee Shop Tara, who wants to do something important in life, all the while ogling the handsome yet douchey veterinarian that comes in for coffee. Oh, and attached to her story is Garrett, the less than self-confident guy who has a thing for Tara, and also runs a doggy shelter. Then there's Dax and his band Franck. He has to watch his sister's dog when she goes into labor with twins. Oh, and her husband's pretty useless, but in that husbands are stupid kind of way, you know what I mean? Then there's the story of Walter, who loses his dog, and his pizza boy, who tries to help him find her. That story connects to Grace and Kurt's story, and where they are adopting a young girl and are having trouble connecting with her until they find Walter's dog. There is still some other stories going on here or there, again connecting to the main stories, but I think you get the idea about this movie. There's just a lot going on, and again, it all connects in the end. Look, I'm not going to say that this is a terrible movie, but it's just not a very interesting one or a funny one either. The only story that had me remotely interested was the one about Walter's lost dog, along with the connecting story about the adopted daughter. I felt those 2 stories had the best overall arc going in, and in the case of the Walter side of it, probably had the best writing and performances. I thought that Tyler the Pizza Boy, played by It and Stranger Things Finn Wolfhard, and Walter, played by Luke Cage's Ron Cephas Jones, had the best chemistry of all the characters. They were the only ones to get genuine laughter out of me throughout the entire movie. Well, I think the other stories are fine for what they are. None of them really made me feel, really anything. The characters are mostly pretty cookie cutter, safe, predictable, and boring. I can kind of say the same thing about their stories. They did try to make one of the stories get pretty serious for a bit, but it ruined it by putting a joke at the very end, and that joke falls really flat on its own face. And this is a spoiler here. One of the characters' dogs has to be put down, and he is really broken up about it. At the vet, this strange acting vet's assistant, who's been kind of strange throughout the entire movie, tries to console him by breaking out into the song Amazing Grace. It seems to work at first, sorta, but then the assistant keeps going just as he is about to be thanked for the comforting gesture. and it's supposed to be funny, and it's not even close. One thing I really found odd was that the cheating boyfriend storyline, the girl that he is cheating with ends up pregnant. And this is apparently a punishment for him. The way he reacts to the news, even though there is literally no context to that even being a joke. Like, he never mentioned kids that I remember, anything like it, or not wanting kids or something like that. But all of a sudden she's pregnant, and he's just like, it looks like his world has ended. Look, this is the kind of movie that, for the most part, you know exactly what's going to happen in the end. You know who will end up together, that everything will connect somehow, that the villain will get his comeuppance by knocking someone up. Hilarious. And that everything will just be peachy at the end of the movie. It's a formula that will probably never go anywhere anytime soon. If you like movies like this, you might like this one okay. It's nothing special, but is a safe, feel-good movie at the end of the day. As long as you like dogs anyway. If you're a cat person, to be honest, I don't think I ever remember seeing a cat anywhere in this movie. Sorry, cat people. That's going to be all for this edition of Talkin Movies. If you like what you've heard here, please subscribe to the Real Geno YouTube channel, like this video, and if you have anything to say about this movie, please feel free to comment in the comment section below. Until next time, I'm your host, the Real Geno, Geno Reynolds. See you later.